Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Curious About Bitcoin. I am your host, Brian Rothenberg. Today, I wanted to do an update on the video I released on Sunday, which was about strategies, quarterly earnings, and where they might rank all time on their quarterly earnings report. I had an inkling that when I put the data together and I was looking at the quarterly net profits that was in Wikipedia, that it might have been out of date. And that was a correct hunch. So since then, kind of two developments have happened. The first is that I asked Grok to generate a report of the top, quarterly earnings. And I do have that report, which I have dropped into my spreadsheet and I'll share momentarily. The other thing that we got on Monday was the report on what strategy purchased this past week with regard to Bitcoin. And it was a smaller purchase than we were projecting, but I've updated the model or some of the models in everything here so that it reflects those numbers. So what I'm going to do is share my screen and quickly go through these updates and then we'll call it a day. So here you can see what came out of Grok in terms of quarterly earnings. I was a little bit skeptical that everything after 2020 didn't really make the chart. And as you can see, there are a few with Saudi Aramco and Apple after 2020. So it's good that I went a step further and did some more analysis on this. And you can see household names in terms of the numbers put up, and this is everything over 10 billion. One of the other things that Grok gave me was basically these profits CPI adjusted. So you can kind of see that the listing here, and I'm going to scroll back and forth just quickly. It changes a bit in terms of when you're adjusting for inflation and everything like that. Smallest numbers get bigger as well. But this gives us a good framework for how to apply this for all of the different models. So when I went into each model, what I did was number one, added the reported Bitcoin purchases for the last week. And you can see that reflected here. And then I created two rows here, one for the nominally adjusted quarterly earnings and one for nominal quarterly earnings, one for the adjusted quarterly earnings. And you can kind of see where all these numbers rank across the various different models. There is some inconsistency between them, but ultimately it does give us, a framework for how to look at things. And at the end, what I had said was I thought that this Model 5 was probably my most realistic. And then I was using numbers from Dan Hillary for this other model here, although it did, when I loaded in this number of Bitcoin purchases for the last week, it dropped this below 600,000, but May, I'm sharing this now, and you can kind of see where everything plots here on the chart. So if we go with Model 5 or Model 6, which I think are the realistic ones, it's going to be, a nominal 16th place or 18th place, or if we go with the all-time high price, a nom without any further purchases, it's 25th place, or the current price, no more purchases, it's 33rd. These aren't the best numbers, down here. I'd probably rather be in the top 20, but still, it's going to be really exciting to see, and it's going to catch a lot of people off guard. If we go with CPI adjusted, and again, we're starting with sort of Model 5 and 6, they rise up a bit to 12 and 13th place. The all-time high, rounds in at 17. And the current price without any purchases in the future would be as 30th place finish theirs. Reasonable kind of assumptions there. And as you can see, sort of the really aspirational numbers of 185,000 and Model 4, which had significant price increases over the next few weeks, as well as sort of much bigger buys in the coming weeks, would get us up to that $61 billion. It's probably not realistic in the next 4 weeks or so to find that. But I wanted to do this quick little update with some more appropriate numbers overall. I will also post this spreadsheet so that you all can see it and you can copy it over. You just go up here to copy, make a copy, and you'll be able to edit it on your own. And you can make any changes to the assumptions and things that I had in this model. Leave a like or comment if you found this helpful. If you do your own model, tell me what you think strategies earnings are going to be this quarter. We'll know on June 30th or probably July 1st rather. So excited to see that as we go forward. I think I will leave it there. Thank you all for joining me today, and I wish you all a great day.